Well, what's going on, guys? Shalom, shalom, peace and blessings. I hope all is well. Got a word for you guys. Um, Today we in the book of Revelations, and everything going on. God. It's just two separate, it's two different, distinctive people in this world, or probably three. But what he say? The people that God has ripped the scales off their eyes and they're able to see, and those who are blind to the truth, and those who aren't blind to the truth, but they are against everything that stands for God. So I guess you could say there's three. So with that being said, I'm in the book of Revelation, and I'm gonna read another what it say? Psalms 32. We're going to dive into Psalms 32 and Revelation. So it says I'm gonna start from chapter 6 of Revelation. It says we're not gonna read the whole thing. Let me see. We can start from chapter 6, verse 12, and it says, "And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood, and the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree, and casteth her untimely figs when she is taken of a mighty wind. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places, and the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man hid themselves in the dens, and the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand?" And that's all I'm going to read. And with that being said, with all this chaos going on in the world, and it seems not to be going down, and it's written, these things have to come to pass. And God said it has to come to pass. Rumors of war, nation against nation, kings against kingdoms, false prophets, saying I'm Jesus. We're in those times, and fornication and things like that is at an all-time high. And only God's people and those who get saved at the right time by God's grace and His favor and His mercy, those will be the people who are saved from the destruction of the world. And of course the remnant as well. The remnant, the chosen, the called. But of course they say many are chosen. Many are called, but few are chosen. Because everyone that's chosen doesn't, fulfill the purpose. They sometimes people get discouraged, or they walk away because the journey is too grievous, and it becomes too overwhelming, and people give up. That's everybody has been discouraged in their walk with Christ. Doesn't matter who it is. Some people have took different routes because the path that he was on was too much. It was too much warfare. Of course, when you're not of the world, you're gonna go through a lot of warfare. And when you're doing things that the devil wants you to already do, he's not worried about you. So that's why if a person's not being attacked by the enemy, he's already got them. Basically, that person's already doing what the devil wants him to do. So with that being said, I just read Revelation. I just read that to you guys, and the page just changed on me. Not bad, but basically, it was saying people are gonna be the people that's really doing so much wickedness. It could be gangbangers, it can be thieves, it can be liars, abominable people, it can be unbelievers, it could be people that's in the craft. The list goes on and on. Murderers. These people are not going to be able to stand in the day when the Lord comes, because He's coming with wrath. And it's going to be so grievous. The wrath of God is going to be so scary to the world, that people are going to say, they're going to say to the mountains and the rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of Him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. So you got people that's living in disbelief in this world. They don't believe in God, or they totally gave up on God. So therefore, since when a person gives up, they start, they fall into the enemy's hands. They start living in any old type of way. And I know how it feels to give up and to have no hope, and to just do whatever that makes you feel good. And that even means things that's sinful. You might fall into sexual immorality to try to ease your pain. It'll drive me into that route, or anything that's really against God's nature. And that's the hope of the devil, to get you to fall into that category, so that God can be against you. And then of course, when our faith dies, uh, that really makes God, that pushes God away, and it makes him you'll basically reap with the people that are against him. You'll reap the same thing. And when your faith fails, when you let your faith fail, and don't, you know, stay to the end. God said, "He who overcometh, they will be saved." And yeah, that's what it's about, to overcome to the end. And we in the fourth generation, of course. We're the fourth generation, and this generation is really reaping everything because of the third generation and the generation before. Of course, our forefathers and ancestors, like I always say. And it said the Amorites. If you look in the Bible, it says that the Amorites were suffering because of the Amorites, and those in our bloodline who carried curses in our bloodline has carried over into to us. And so that's why so many people giving up on God, of course, and they totally they curse God because of the pain and the wars is too much. And of course, that just leaves an open door for the enemy to destroy you, because you don't want. That's the last thing you want to do, is curse God. So that's what the servants of God did when they were in Egypt with Moses. When Moses was leading the servants in Genesis 4. It's like Genesis 4, chapter 4, 5, 6, and all that. But when he led the servants through Egypt, through the wilderness, it was too grievous. It was too many battles. They had too many enemies, and God wanted them to take over the land. And they was facing giants. I think they were called the Anakims, and of course the Nethinims. And these are actual giants in the Bible. These are real. That's why they say there's bones all across the world of these giants. But they found hidden under the ground giants, actual men that's big as a pole, like a church pole, like men that used to eat like people like you and me, our size, because they were just evil. And of course God brought the flood. Of course, that's why they're not here today, because God brought the flood. He saw that men were evil and continuously evil. The thoughts of man was continuously evil, and it repented him that he even made man. So even to this day, it's the same thing that's going on. And the man mind is continuously thinking evil, and it grieves him. History repeats itself. It might not come as a flood like water, but it's going to come a different way. Those that surrender to God, they're not going to be destroyed. Of course, like the enemies that are against God. Enmity. When you're of the world, you're enmity to God. So when you fall into the systems of the world, to the conformity to the patterns of the world, and you don't try to change, or you don't want to be saved, you don't want to be righteous, God is going to be against you. He's going to turn his face against you. It's going to be a lot of people that believe in God. There's a lot of people that believe in God in this world, but their lifestyle doesn't portray it. It's just like it's like a lot of killers that's in the rap industry. They glorify killing, but they speak about God in a song. So that's what I mean. Like, you can't glorify killing someone's grandmother in a song. You think you're gonna just like make it happen. So it's just, the world is being deceived. It's a thin line between like knowing and really not knowing, and being ignorant and being wise. So like, people choose what they choose. It's a lack of integrity and accountability in the church. So these pastors don't really talk about what they need to talk about. Even for the unbelievers, we're supposed to be here for the unbelievers, for the people who are they don't know who God is, they don't know who Jesus is, and they tell you that. And even with that, even people who do, like, even if I say I know God, it's an ever learning process. God is too majestic. He's infinite. He's too infinite for you to even wrap up in your mind his ways. Because just when you think you know him, you don't. It's some more you gotta learn. It's a lifetime. Trying to learn God, you had to be able to live for eternity, really, to be able to understand all his ways. It's just when you think you know his ways, you don't know his ways. That's why he's so majestic, and his mercies is new every day. This world will put so much guilt in you to make you think that you're not worthy for God. So that even goes for people who So a lot of people who used to prostitute and gave themselves up because, of course, lack of money, poverty, and these people walk around with guilt in their heart and soul as years go on, and it torments them. So they got this spirit of affliction, demons of affliction tormenting their mind. So even though they don't do it no more, these things torment people's mind because, of course, you got people from the past who seen them when they was doing those things, and when they see them and look at them, people are ashamed, walking around ashamed. And God's description in the Bible said basically like, don't worry about your past. I said, what scripture? I wish I remembered it. But he said, put your shame. Don't let that. Don't be ashamed. For he's basically he's doing a new thing. God will do a new thing in a person's life. It's nothing that he can't do. He will make you a crystal. There's people who man, it doesn't matter the scenario. God can turn a dusty diamond into a shiny diamond. Make you brand new. And with that being said, it says great men and rich men and chief captains. So rich men, you got rappers that's rich. You have movie stars that's rich. Politicians that's rich. The list goes on and on. And these people don't honor God. God said it's easy for a poor man to make it into heaven than a camel than a rich man to make it. It's easy for the camel or the eye of a needle to make it into heaven than a rich man. So yeah, it says kings of earth, great men, rich men, chief captains. These people are going to be like, mountains fall on us. It's going to say every mountain and island will move out of their place. God is going to. That's why there's all these earthquakes going on. When you think about earthquakes going on, moving out of their places. And they said the stars of heaven fell on earth, and even the fig tree cast her untimely figs. Even she is shaken over a mighty wind. God is going to come across this whole planet with a mighty wind. And you want to be saved, right? You want to be raptured up. You don't want to be here when chaos and destruction is going on. And it capitalizes up the scripture. Psalm 32 says, many are the woes. Woes means judgment. It say, many are the woes of the wicked, but the Lord's unfailing love surrounds the ones who trust in Him. So you got to build up your trust. That's what the whole thing is about in this life. People build up trust into their money. Some people build up their trust in themselves, and that. Some people build up trust in their own strength. Some people build up their trust in their own intellect. Some people build up trust in their own power. That's what I mean. So that's like you being a king behind a castle, a big castle, and you think that you being in a castle is gonna keep you safe from calamities and destruction. God He's a creator of the heavens and earth. There's nothing that He can't touch. There's nothing. God is creator of evil and good. If you didn't know, so He can use evil to get you when you don't repent. Of course, when the person doesn't have a repentant heart and spirit, He'll use evil. He'll use the evils that He's created to destroy you. And it says right here. Let me see. Psalm 13 it says, "But I trust in Your unfailing love. My heart rejoices in Your salvation. I will sing the Lord's praise, for He has been good to me." So trust in His unfailing love. His love is unfailing. Just when you think He's mad against you, He has open arms. He loves you more than you ever think. His mercies are ever new every day. It says, "My heart rejoices in Your salvation. I will sing the Lord's praise, for He has been good to me." So He's good at each and every one. Psalm 31 says, "You shall hide them in the secret place of Your presence. From the plots of man, You shall keep them secretly in the pavilion from the strife of tongues." So now these last days, God's children not worried about going out and being seen everywhere. You see what's going on? You might walk into a massacre. Just like that's what's going on. There's so much going on. So God wants us to be in one place, not busybodies all over the place. You got people that's still going on vacation every month, like it's like the world not going haywire. So you got people that's blind, of course. You got people they're aligned. They know what's going on, and they're doing. Everyone's contributing to God, some way or fashion. And anybody else who's just living anyway, not thinking that they have to account for everything they do. Even that even goes for good people. You got good people in this world that's really not. They're not doing what God wants them to do. They're just out here just doing anything. Worry about real estate 24/7. That's what I mean. It's simple as that. Real estate. You got people that's feeling successful and feeling complete because they got real estate business. That's what I mean. So God is gonna be, many people that's gonna be like, Lord, Lord, I casted out devils in your name. I prophesied, and he's gonna be like, I never knew you. Go, be gone. Like, so we all gotta find our purpose in this life. You know, somebody's pain could be, somebody's people going through trials, tribulations in life, and it's on display for the world. There's many people who were like that, and their trials was indication and proof that God is real, that God can get a person through any type of tribulation and trial. You know, you got many people that were like that. Mandela, of course. You got DMX. The list goes on and on. Goes on and on. So that's all I have for you guys for today. God bless you guys. I love y'all. Peace. Put God first. And always love. Don't allow the hatred of man to make you, to corrupt your spirit and to make you walk around with that poisonous spirit of anger, spirit of resentment, spirit of evil. Because you need to rebuke that. You need to bind those spirits. Because that's a demon from the pit of hell that's meant to destroy you. So God bless you guys. I speak healing. I speak blessing over your mind. Father God, touch each and every person that watches this video, deliver them from greed and the lust of the eyes, anything that may cut us off from you, from being manifested in our life. And in Jesus' mighty name we pray, amen. God bless.